So I don't know if I'm going to speak upon on behalf of every single people leader, but I can tell you like how I think about it and how a lot of other people leaders that I've spoken to think about this.
Perfect.
That are kind of like metrics led. I kind of like bucket metrics into like three groups. You've got like health metrics, or operational metrics. You've got success metrics. You've got the kind of traditional HR kind of dashboard is more like this kind of like health metrics thing. It's like, um, how many headcount do we have? What's our sick days we have per month? Things that just kind of tell you what your company is doing now or has been doing. Um, then you've got metrics that are much more about like something that's happening in your team, like almost like an SLA, but about something that you're kind of constantly tracking. So you've got things like what's your time to fill, what's your attrition rate, um, and trying to understand like how can you kind of make changes to them to improve them. And then the final one, which I think is probably a little bit what we're talking about now, is like the success metrics is just you find a specific problem statement that you want to directly address. This is like the very like people up as a product part of it. You set a metric to be able to get a feel for whether or not we're moving in the right direction. And that metric is not going to be something that you like are going to put on a health dashboard usually. Maybe for a while you may report it to your board or your exec team, but it's not going to be something that's like forever. Like for example, like you might put people with strong interview feedback consistently seem to fail probation. There's like a big correlation between those two things, despite the fact that the evidence should be the other way around. So, okay, so you put in, that's a problem statement. You draft it a little better than that. Then you say like, okay, well, we actually think that the problem is in the interview process. It's not in the probation process. So we're going to go in and like dive into interviewer feedback. We're going to see the distributions of interviewer feedback. And we want to see the interviewer distribution feedback in this specific team normalize closer to a bell curve. So then you may be tracking the distribution of interview feedback as one success metric and also tracking people passing your probation, which would be a usual kind of like operational metric that you might be looking at. And then you've got like this, you've got health metric, which is like attrition, operational metric, which is probation pass-through rates, and particularly people with like strong feedback. And then you've got success metric. We've got too many people that are highly distributed in positive interview feedback, despite maybe not actually having a good reason for giving that positive interview feedback. And we're going to try to specifically address that through training and programs.